Feltner as well. Question for you, Bradford, from Oh No, I Said My Opinion. I kind of love that. Doesn't he have the right to face his accusers?
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna face his accusers, and when I was talking about before, when we were discussing whether or not they're going to disclose those names, I don't want to say I'd be a great federal judge, but it's exactly the ruling that the judge said. It's you got to disclose these names. You're not going to hide these names from somebody and use some excuse that they're afraid to come forward. You're going to describe these individuals. You're going to give them their names. You're going to give them their information so they can have some semblance of a defense against what they're saying. So yes, he's going to have his day in court. He's going to face his accusers, as many as they have. And my guess is, like, they added that paragraph to add more witnesses, right? So they're going to add more witnesses. This is a case, in my opinion, that the prosecution will try to dirty him up as much as possible on anything they possibly can, because I think they know the trouble with their case. And the trouble with their case, in my opinion, is the same from when I opened. And that what I opened with was, you are going to have to say these sex offs, these freak offs, these things, these multiple individuals. When it boils down to it, then it only is a girlfriend, a prostitute that's getting 10 grand an hour, and Diddy. So now you're going to have to come up with, how did you sell? And you sold me a Ferrari, but sitting outside is a Yugo. How are you going to sell that to me? Right? So that's the problem the prosecution has here. And like I said, legally, is it sufficient? Maybe. But is it in the minds of a jury when you see some guy who's making 10 grand an hour and you're going to get evidence that the girls were there and they were doing it and they were contacting these individuals on their own in some instances, I've heard. When you start hearing those things, I think it makes the case more difficult to say this is sex trafficking.
I agree. I think that there is going to be an important, clear narrative the prosecution has to assert in order to have this jury accept and understand these charges. This is not the most straightforward case, but it'll be interesting to see who the witnesses are and what that narrative is. I will tell you, and this is interesting, Safa. So, by the way, I love the idea of Judge Cohen. Judge Bradford Cohen. Fair but firm.
Yes,
Judge Cohen.
Fair but firm.
There we go.